welcome to the Business Empowerment Podcast, the show that keeps you in the know with what you need to know in business and technology and for yourself so you can grow. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Rob House, and my co-host, Wilton Rogers, got insight for miles and miles. We'll give you what you need to know. Get ready for the Business Empowerment Podcast.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all around the world? Thank you for watching, tuning in to the Business Empowerment Podcast live. Yeah, we're live, man. We are live and in full effect. And wherever you are watching this from, it's always great to know. So share with me, if you would, Wood City, if you could. And how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? If a woodchuck could chuck wood. And where did my guest go? My guest was in the green room and boom, he just vanished. Ladies and gentlemen, gotta be careful out here. The technical tornadoes are real, all right? Technology has given us the ability to literally put the internet on Mars, yes. But sometimes we just can't get online or even turn the computer on. Yeah, so we just gotta be flexible, all right? Because it's all there. I see he came back, you see? Back from the technical tornado, he's back. So we got a great show today, as always. And I'm not saying because, I'm not trying to brag, but people are awesome. And we get to find them and we get to talk about them. And so when you do that, I think that's pretty cool because a couple things happen. One, when you teach something, other people learn and you learn as well. Suzanne Spanner has a great phrase. She says, when one teach, two learn. Yeah, I would think that was what she said. It was pretty simple, right? But it's powerful because when you're sharing information, when you're sharing your breakthroughs, your insights, you are allowing other people to possibly shorten their learning curve and learn quicker. So now, instead of them going out of business 2 times in 10 years, finally getting it right, they just might come across your course, your program, your initiative, your book, and just shave off a whole 9 years. Shut the front door. Yes, it happens, folks. It happens all the time when you get around people who can share those kind of insights. And Russ, my guy today, he knows it. Like I know marketing. I know marketing. Russ knows it. I mean, I know it too. This guy knows it. He knows so much that I listen to what he says. Ooh, see, success leaves clues. But it's very important that you follow the trail. Okay. So when we get back, I want you to, however you take notes, if you got some paper, great. If you have a phone, I certainly hope so. In this day and age, I want you to take some notes, whatever sticks out. And then if you have a question, ask it, because this is the time. The percentage of businesses going out of business and quickly, and people failing horribly when it comes to branding, marketing, getting their message out, it's high. The failure percentage is high. And we can improve that percentage just by getting some more insights, seeing what's been working, and doing what's working. Doing what's working. So when we come back, we talk to my man Russ Hedge about what's been working. He even has a book out too. We'll see in a second.
Simply automate. Automation made simple. Simply automate. Simply automate. Automation made simple. Simply automate. Simple.
That's right. That's Simply Automate. This show is brought to you by Simply Automate. We make things simple. Take the robot out of the human, helping people do things more. I was going to say more better. More better, baby. More better than you were before. But doing things better, faster, more effective, more efficient. And a guy who can also help you do that, my man Russ. Woohoo! In the house. He can help you do that. Inspiration specialist. Woo!
There you go. That's it. I love what you're saying, Rob. that learning from others, success leaves clues. That is so profound because we are better together. We're better when we learn from each other. And when we are watching people that are moving, even in the midst of what we've been going through in the last year and a half, that are still moving forward and being successful, they are leaving clues as to how you can do that. And, it's been more challenging than ever in some ways to market yourself and do things. But if you're watching people that are doing it right, yeah, I mean, it's amazing how good some people are doing.
Such a good point. Such a good point, man. And we're going to talk about, like, okay, so what inspired you to be who you are, what you're doing right now. Then we're going to get to like how you are helping people, because you're helping folks, man.
That's right.
You're helping
That's
them.
right.
You're helping them get better. And so then we'll take questions, because people, may have some questions on how they can up their game in some of these areas. And hey, what's up, Tim? Thanks for
Hi, Tim. I
watching
see him.
the show, man. Yeah, man. And if, let me know where you guys are. Let me know where you're at. Shout out to Rob House and Russ. Lee Hedge from Pennsylvania. All right, PA. We're going to PA soon. My wife and I are going up there and hang out with the Amish. Yes. Hanging out with them, I guess. That's what we'll be doing. Yeah. So, man, this is good. So let me know where you're watching this from, live or it's a repeat. The internet has afforded us the beauty of being in the same living room, even if you're in Chicago and Africa. Same living room, baby. Same living room, same place, same time. Beautiful thing. Russ Hedge in the house. Usama, what's up, my friend? Appreciate you, man. Tim said, shout out to the Amish. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to my people, man. Those are my people. Russ, man. So, first, man, thanks for being on this cast. And man, how'd you get here, man? Let's talk about your story a little bit. Like what's because you're on LinkedIn, just for folks, just so you know, I met everybody in my life for the last 3 years on LinkedIn. Everybody who's important to me in my life right now, 99.99999% LinkedIn. And so this is where I found this gentleman, and I was inspired by his content. We were actually in a couple groups together. I know you do podcasts, you're a live streamer, a business consultant, author, marketing coach, keynote speaker. You're doing a lot. But what brought you here, Russ?
Well, it's interesting because I came out of the traditional sales and marketing school I've been in for the last 30 plus years, and kind of the old rat race of the way things used to be, the way you were supposed to be, the way things were supposed to move forward and be successful. And I found there was really a better way. And when we got into the whole shutdown with COVID, it just accelerated the things that we were doing and the technologies and the things at our fingertips that could help us. Instead of looking at all the challenges we were having, I started looking at things that could help me. So just a little snapshot of me. I've been a sales and marketing manager for years. I have done the coaching and the speaking and all that as part of businesses, working for other people for years, teaching all of that. I am a husband. I have a beautiful wife of 33 plus years, 2 wonderful grown children that are doing outstanding things. And so, it's been amazing. Just my life in general, I am blessed. And so moving forward with my sales and marketing in the last year and a half, I too have jumped into LinkedIn and other online platforms more than ever. And Rob, it's been such a pleasure to get to meet you and just be part of what you're doing. And I thank you so much for letting me be here today, because any kind of blessing, inspiration that I can give to others, I want to be able to do that. Just right now on your show, Usama has been so great to get to know, and he's all the way over in Cyprus. Tim Sohn is a good friend. He's in Pennsylvania. Yesterday, I was on the phone with in London, England for my morning podcast, Marketing with Russ, aka #Russ Selfie. Every
Yes.
Monday and Thursday, I have that at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And so my guest was out of London. And then I had a meeting with a friend in Dublin, Ireland, right after that, working on messaging. And so it's amazing what we can do, where we can go, who we can learn from, and who we can be blessed by in today's day and age. So I'm just thankful for all that I have.
Oh man, you're singing a song I'm singing. You know, we're singing in a choir together. Okay, what we're talking about here, because it really is that. You know, finding out, who you can get around, who you can inspire, find out who inspires you, be around more of those type of people. I mean, I said
right.
success leaves clues. That wasn't mine. It was Jim Rome's. But I added something to that. He said success leaves clues, and I just added, follow the trail.
That's right.
Follow the trail. And I think that has a lot to do when it comes to marketing, and really getting ourselves out there, because we have something to say. People have something to say. They have a business, they have a message, initiative, a project, a program, a something. But getting that message out is hard. And, is there something that you, in the preliminary, just kind of get people kind of warmed up to being able to be productive? Just kind of trying to see what your model is like.
Yeah, well, I think, each one of us, businesses are made up of people. Each one of us is our business. We move forward because of who we are and what is deep inside of us. And I think, first of all, Jim Rohn is great. His quote that we are the sum of we're the average of the 5 people closest to us is so true. And all we've been talking about, working with people, the ability to collaborate and move forward. But I think everything comes all the way back to, I peel the layers back to purpose and why we are on this earth, why we live this life, and why do we do business? Why do we get up every morning and go to work? And I think when people establish that, they're establishing a foundation for success. They're establishing what they need to move forward and actually make things happen. And so if you want to market your business and be successful in your business, you got to know who you are first. And you need to be able to stand strong on your principles and ideas moving forward. And, that was a lot of, you mentioned that I'm an author. So here it is, befuddled, live the life you choose. Then we got the hand motions, Rob. So it's befuddled, live the life you choose. There you go. And it is, I don't want people living a befuddled life. I don't want people lacking direction and purpose. I want people living the life they choose, standing on a foundation of purpose, knowing why they're doing business, moving forward. Then you can develop your message, what you're all about, and you can start marketing at that point.
Let's go to that word. Go to that word. That's the first time I've actually seen that word before.
Befuddled?
And look, I know exactly what it means, though. I know exactly what it means. It's like, well, that's interesting. Never heard that before. Where'd that come from?
That actually came, it's interesting because I had very few people use that word. And my wife, one morning, the main word for this book came from my beautiful wife, who told me one morning that I looked befuddled. I was out of sorts. I was kind of, I was forgetting things out the door. And she goes, "You look kind of befuddled." And so I thought, hey, that's a good name for a book. But I'm really I'm the live the life you choose kind of guy. Yeah. And I really think that people get to choose what they do with what life deals us, because life happens. Life's a journey. We're going to move forward, have good and bad happen to us through the day. But if we choose to live the life we want, we get to do that. It is our choice. And so that is something, that's what I preach.
Yeah, you preach it and you teach it. I think teaching and preaching is great. I think that preaching is a great inspiration, and teaching is something that's sustainable. And I like that. And you actually tie this concept, mindset, perspective, psychology into your coaching and into the bottom line, which is what businesses really care about. They care about the bottom line. So you help to show them how, by doing some of these things, it can improve the bottom line of the business. When you do that, when you line it up with purpose, though.
Yeah, exactly. And I have a workshop actually called Purpose to Profit. And, you find that when people are standing on actual purpose, they know what their why and their purpose is,
Mm,
that they're able to move forward, and then they are more productive. And the people they work with, their team is more productive. And when you have a more productive team and company, you will be more profitable. So you can go from purpose to profit. And profit isn't always just money, although that's
right.
nice in business, but profit
Hmm.
can be a wonderful, profitable life. You can profit from the wonderful people that you meet, like Rob. I mean, it's amazing with the things you can do when you really know why you're doing them.
Oh man, you are doing it. Purpose and yes. Yes. And I like what you said about profit not just being money. As a matter of fact, financial capital is not even the most powerful capital, ladies and gentlemen. The most powerful capital on the planet Earth is relationship capital.
Yep.
Relationship capital. You got your emotional capital, your mental capital, you got but you got your financial capital, but your relationship capital. Your network will determine your net worth. I know it's a funky sounding thing, but it's true. The people that you're around, help to cultivate the world that you're going to walk in.
That's right.
Wow,
Absolutely.
I like
Yeah.
that purpose to profit. That's a course you said?
Yeah, that's actually a workshop that I teach in person nowadays, but I also put together an online workshop that I'll be doing. That's a 5-stage workshop. So 5 steps to becoming more productive and profitable. And so it's really, it's at the core of what everything is all about. People ask me, how can I market better? How can I do these things? And really, you start at the real foundation. You build off that purpose, and then you need to be really intentional about the things that you're doing. And I find today that a really good quote from Simon Sinek, that many of us are living life on accident. It's a much longer quote than that. I forget the whole quote, but a lot of people are just living life by
Yeah.
accident, by happenstance, and they're doing their marketing by accident. They think,
Mm.
oh, I'm going to see how this radio ad works, see if maybe an ad in the paper that should,
Mhm.
help me out. Well, you need to develop a plan. You got to
Mm.
develop a plan as to what you're doing. And if you don't know what your intention and your purpose is, how are you going to actually develop that plan? So once
Yes.
you get that, you build it on it, you get intentional, you build an actual marketing plan or a business plan, for all that you're doing. Then you can move forward and you can actually make things happen, because then everything will line up with your foundation and what you were really all about, instead of being all discombobulated or befuddled.
Mm. Mm. I love that. When we come back, we're gonna talk some more about how you came out of that befuddledness, okay, and what you are doing right now, and how folks can maybe get some more insight. And someone on here said they wanted to learn a little bit, so we'll see what folks are talking about. We'll be back in a second.
Business burnout can be so overwhelming. So many things to do and not enough time to do them. Deadlines to meet with time ticking away quickly. Multiple repetitive tasks that must be completed every single day. What if you could cut that list in half? What if you could automate 50, 60, 70% of what you do every day? You would have less stress. You could get more done in less time, and your company would make more money. Less stress and more money? See how RPA can change your day.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with my man Russ Hedge. And yes, see how RPA can change your day. This show is brought to you by Simply Automate, our fantastic, wonderful technology firm that's helping people not look like that guy on the right-hand side. I've seen people stressed out, losing the hair, losing their mind and sense. Yeah, Russ, I just try to cut it. I just try to keep it cut because I know it's coming out. But I know what it's like, man. I know what it's like when people have so many things to do. Well, we are in this beautiful age, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dimitri, for putting that questionnaire there. So you fill this out, 5 minutes, you'll find out how RPA can change your day. It's important. But what's really more important is to understand how to leverage the technology that is around you. So just investigate. You got to investigate and see what's around, because we are in a beautiful time, ladies and gentlemen. As
Yes.
Russ was saying earlier, I mean, all the solutions are here. They're here, and now we have people who are here with them. Good people with good solutions, and they're sharing, and they actually care about bringing you value. They're not just trying to sell you stuff and get your money. They want to see you better. So pay attention. You don't got to pay much, but pay attention, please, Russ. And so, as I'm talking about paying attention, there's a key thing for people who are trying to sell their product or their service or anything they're trying to do, like to put that out there. Um, it takes you to know your purpose, as we said, know what you're doing, why you're doing, and it takes you to be true to you, right? And it also takes doing the research accurately. So you got your research, the other two components you can kind of do internally, but the research. Give me your thoughts on some other things that people can do.
Well, I think that in today's day and age, you said it earlier, we have all these tools at our fingertips. There is so many amazing free avenues for marketing and promoting your business and yourself, through social media, through online, through live streaming, through all the things that are out there for us today. There are so many good things you do. Google, there's so many people, I'll say to them, so you've got your Google business all set up, and they're like, what's that? I'm like, you're kidding, right? I mean, these simple little things that people that are right there free at their fingertips to promote them and their business. That is where, it's so important. I think that's where we're at a great advantage today because of the technology, because of the new avenues of being able to do this. And it's been simplified. One thing that I think is really important, and you said it in that video, people are suffering from overwhelm. They're suffering from a lot in this last year and a half, but people have been overwhelmed, especially in business, as to how to move forward, how to market, how to do things. And I'm a big proponent on simplifying.
Yes.
The more simple we make things, the easier it is, not only for you, but the easier it is for people to get to know you. People get to know what you're all about, what your product or service is all about.
Yeah.
And it all boils down to just really, we know the old adage, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And really, people do life with people they know, like, and trust. And when you get out there and you keep it simple and you get to know people and they get to like you, and then they get that trust level, then you can start moving forward with business, and you can start moving forward with relationships, because I'm a huge proponent of relationship marketing. That's what it's all about. You get to know each other, you get to move forward together, and that's where people do business and are successful together.
That's it. Oh, man, that's it. You are hitting the nail on the head. Hey, Quanda, thank you for watching over there on Facebook. Usama, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, keeping it sweet and simple. Keeping it sweet and simple. It's like, you hit it on the head with that simple, people. And a reason I want to go back to that, because you were talking earlier about someone you were helping with messaging recently. And I know when it comes to marketing, the simpler the better. This is how we came up with our new name, our company, Simply Automate. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, simple.
That's right.
Simple was the way, because, as to your point, the simpler it is, the easier it is for people to understand.
Yep.
Understanding is the pathway to the beginning of everything. And you don't move forward at all if you don't understand. Like, as a matter of fact, you start to become a little defensive if you keep hearing information and you yet have begun to understand what's being talked about.
That's right. Yeah. Well, it's really critical nowadays. People have a very short attention span. They have a very short ability to a willingness to dive in and figure things out. And so the easier you can make it, the better it is all the way around. Plus, the more complicated things are, it always is really a recipe for disaster. People just really need to take a look at what they're trying to accomplish, move forward in their messaging. They need to look at who they're going after, who is their ideal customer and their client. What are they trying to portray to them? Because we know people buy from emotions. We know people buy results, right? And so that's we're trying to get that messaging and tell them, here is your results from what I'm going to do for you, or what my product is going to do for you. So I think in marketing, it's just really critical. Keep it simple. Think about your audience and give them the results they're looking for. Those are three critical issues.
Keep it simple. Think about your audience and then give them the results. Paint the picture for them.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good. Visioneering. It's kind of how we do with our own selves with affirmations. The things you want. You speak about it ahead of time, and that kind of accelerates you to getting it. You're going to do the same thing with your clients or your prospects or your people you're talking to. Paint the picture. That's good. That's good, man.
Well, I think that, and also a big thing that's important in today's day and age is being a better listener. Because I think that people are so busy trying to push their product or service, they're not paying attention and listening. And it's critical to know what your audience or your customer base wants when you're marketing, right?
Oh man.
And the only way you know that is by listening, asking questions and listening. And for those of us talkers, that can be hard. It can be hard to ask questions and just listen, because you want to ask questions and talk, and you need to ask questions and just shut up and listen and let people tell you what they need.
Dude, let me tell you, I didn't learn that until late 30s. Fourth quarter of 30s.
That was yesterday, right? Just yesterday?
Right. But I've always been a listener. And so I thought I was a really good listener, but I was a better listener than most, but way under the bar of what is actually recommended for real listening. Okay. So it's like, how? Because that's easy to say, right? I actually studied this on YouTube for months, how to be a better listener. Studied it because I wanted to know. I got it. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Do twice as much listening as talking. Then one day I heard Simon Sinek tell a story about Nelson Mandela. And Nelson Mandela was telling a story about his father. And Nelson Mandela said his father was the greatest leader he ever met, has ever known. One, because he was such a great listener. He said what he did was his dad was a tribal chief. Nelson Mandela's dad was a tribal chief. And at the end of every week or day or whatever setting, when they sat down, all the other chief heads would sit around this big circle. And Nelson Mandela's father, who was the tribal chief, he would sit there in the top of the circle. But he was always the last to speak. Nelson Mandela said he's always the last to speak every single time. And he said the reason for that is because, number one, he wanted to hear everyone's thoughts. He wanted everyone to feel free to share. Of course, if he shared, being the tribal chief, he would kind of carve things based off people's feeling about him. But because he really valued, to your point, this is a long story, but it's good. To your point, he valued it so much, he didn't talk. And I just thought, and that is what broke the ice for me in the power of listening. I'm doing all this studying, and I was like, listening is about leadership. I was like, oh, I get it. Russ, I got it.
And I love John Maxwell's quote that leadership is all about influence, nothing more, nothing less. And how do we influence people? By caring about them. How do we show we care about them? By listening to them. If you want to be empowered in your business, if you want to move forward and affect people for the good in all that you're doing, you need to be a better listener. You need to care about the people that you're working with or working for. Yes. That is how you're going to end up being successful, because I think true success is being significant in your life. My why in my life, and I love Simon Sinek. I love all that he's about. And my why in my life is to inspire and encourage people so that they can live a purpose-driven life of significance. I want what people do to be significant, not just be about money and, worldly success. I want them to significantly affect people for the good, to be able to be a positive force in their business or their life and all that they're doing. And when you're that way, you will be blessed and you will do well. And I truly believe that. I'm sure we've talked about this before, Rob, but I am a man of faith, and I've actually been a worship pastor for years as well. I love the Lord, and I believe that he gives me the strength and purpose for everything that I do. But I just think it's so important. The number one thing, again, boils down to loving and caring for people. Loving and caring for people is going to make that difference. It's going to make you significant. It's going to make a better life.
I love that, man. I love that. I love how you share your faith too. I think everyone should share their faith. I just
Amen.
believe that.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
I'm with
And
you.
I think the more we do that, the more we're open and honest and clear and authentic with each other, the better connected we'll be. The better connected we are, the better we'll be able to communicate. The better we're able to communicate, the more effective we'll be able to move as a human, as a civilization, as a humanity. And we can bring it down a little more. The better we can operate in our business, better we can operate with our families and our communities. It's these principles, man, these solid principles. Russ, I asked this question to all my guests, my favorite question in the world, and my favorite answer to hear. God comes to you. He says, Russ, guess what? I split the seas for Moses. Okay. I help people walk on water. Even for you, you got one wish. One, whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be. It can be whatever it is in your heart. What is that one wish? And it will come true.
The one wish for me would be to make a better life for everybody that I come in contact with. I want people to leave better for knowing me. I want people to have a more significant and purpose-driven life because of the actions that I've taken. I want people to just be blessed in all that they do because of the things that I've done or said. And so it's the influence that I want to have on others is my number one wish in life. And then, of course, my family, I always remember this, Rob, and this is what we all need to remember. We need to keep our priorities straight. When we're talking about business and all the things we're doing and the influence we have on people, let us not forget that our family, after God, our family should be number one priority in our life. And we need to make sure that we're influencing and moving them forward and not forsaking them for success and other things that we want to achieve. Because when that part of our foundation crumbles, all the rest of it is right behind. All the rest of it's going to come crumbling down right behind. Yeah, that's right. So we need to absolutely keep those priorities in check.
Ooh, man, you are walking. You are inspirational. You're walking and talking the inspiration I like to hear, man. You're right. Start with your home. That's your first ministry. I was a pastor for 10 years. I spoke, around the country, mainly youth pastoring, but I helped a lot of senior pastors do their thing because when you're in a small church, you do a lot. But it's like, you got to believe in your heart, right? And then you got to take the step.
Yep.
So believe in your heart and take the step. But I totally believe that when you get around people who believe what you believe, even if they're not believing, I'm not talking about voting for the same person. I'm talking about believing in that, humanity is better together, that we need to support each other. They believe in those attributes like gratitude and integrity and love and dedication and, all those things. When you get around those type of people, life has an algorithm. Just like the computer, you begin to draw more of those people and experiences to you. So I like your wish. And I believe, man, that we're close. I believe we're close to these type of things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you the truth. These wishes that I've heard that people have said, just about all of them are very in the near future. Very near future because of our ability.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and what you were talking about is the law of attraction, because we do attract what we put out and what we're thinking about. I just read a great book by Craig Rochelle, and the subtitle is Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. I forget the main title of the book, actually. But anyway, the whole thing is the way that we think and approach life really affects everything that we do. And I think we could all use, and I'm sure you would agree, Rob, we could all use a little bit more kindness, love, respect, like you said, thankfulness and gratitude towards people. We need to be willing to meet people where they are in life, no matter what they're going through, no matter who they are and what they've done. And we need to just love people and move them forward to a better life if they're struggling, move them forward to better business if they're struggling, or cheer and celebrate with them if they're doing awesome. I think life is all about people, relationships, and good leaders see that. They're people purpose driven, and they make just a huge, significant dent on life.
Oh man, you hit it on the head, Russ. Russ, any final words of empowerment?
Well, I just want to encourage everybody that's out there today. I mean, if I could be an inspiration to you of any way, you can go to russhedge.com is my website. It has all my connection links. My book is available on Amazon, and that's out there to encourage you in your life, as well as my podcasts and live shows that I have. All that information is on my website. But I also encourage you to contact Rob if you're looking for business empowerment and you're looking for all the things that he is about. What a great individual that he is. And I am just blessed to be able to be on your show, Rob, and be part of your life in a small way. I mean, I think that it feels like we're already like best friends. We've barely known each other, and you're already like a great friend to me. And so I just appreciate you so much. And I am into lifelong connections, by the way. So I am not a one and done. So we will stay in contact.
Yes.
And I'm sure that Usama and Tim can relate to that, because I'm in contact with those guys quite a bit, people that I've got to know. So it's just a blessing. So thank you.
Man, Russ, thank you. And you are a blessing, man. I'm not really a fan of this whole cloning thing that they're talking about. But if we're going to start doing it, we're going to start with people like you. Okay, bro? We're going to start getting some attributes out. Let's start getting those attributes out, man. I appreciate you and what you do. Reach out to Russ for a variety of reasons. If you in business, just starting, thinking about starting, I mean, it really has the insight to help you get inspired and get on purpose. I wrote a book called Purpose Search like 1,000 years ago, small book, Purpose Search. And it's all about the purpose. And when you get lined up with that, when you get aligned with your purpose, you'd be amazed at the different things that you can withstand, how much strength you have when you're on purpose. And Russ can help you get there. Russ, thank you, brother, for being on the show, my friend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Have an awesome rest of your day.
You too, man. Yes, that is it's a great gentleman right there. Great gentleman. I've met a lot of good people. I mean, a few people that I'm not going to mention, but I met so many good people, and Russ is one of them. And the reason why this is important, like, we have to do business, right? And typically when you do business, you got to go out, and it's typically cold unless you know someone. We are in a day and age now where if you do it right, you don't have to do cold business anymore. We can connect with real people with real hearts that are going to get you real results. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. And so that's what Russ is. That's what we are. And that's all I'm really hanging around, to tell you the truth. I don't really have any time for anything else, Don't have any time for that. I'm into building relationships. I'm into helping people move forward. I have an ultimate plan here. I've said it before. Hunger, homelessness, and poverty, in my lifetime will be eradicated down to those who just want it. Because remember, people still have choice. You can't eradicate everything. But because of technology, we do things right and get connected. I believe all suffering, we have the ability to work together and minimize it. And Russ, people like Russ, give me inspiration and hope. because I just keep meeting folks like that. So I know it's going to happen. All right. So before I conclude here, at the end of every month, we have this webinar, RPA 101, Business Automation Made Simple. It's a quick webinar on Tuesday, every last Tuesday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, 12 o'clock in West Coast time. But the purpose behind this webinar is so that you can start to become more familiar with this technology called RPA, robotic process automation. It sounds so weird, and I hate saying it. I feel like every time I say that, like 100 people will leave the room. It's like, what is RPA? So we're just saying business process automation because it sounds more understandable. The technical term is RPA, and you should research it though, because it's currently impacting more businesses across more industries than any other software in the entire technology industry. And that's not all. It's expected to, now watch this, according to Gartner, who is the leader in information and things of this nature, this is what they said, and this is post-pandemic, so I think the numbers have changed. They said by 2027, over half of all businesses will have some type of RPA. So by 2027, I think it's 2025 now because it's pandemic, but over half of all businesses will have this technology. But here's the funny thing. Right now, less than 2% of small and medium-sized business owners have no idea what this is. So we're talking about a technology that's spiking, that's on a trend at the beginning that no one knows about yet. It's like Google. What the heck was Google 20 years ago? Nobody knew what that was. Now everybody knows what it is. So this is like the Google for businesses. So we're going to teach you about it. It's free. That's right. It's a free webinar, and we got a lot of free information. We're trying to give stuff away to do what? As what Russ was saying earlier, gain understanding. Simplicity, gains understanding, and then bing, the light comes on. It's like, boom, I can see clearly now. That's what it is. So webinar's coming up. Dimitri, can you please put that webinar link down here? Oh, look at this guy's on it. He's already on it. He's already on it. And so, of course, my beautiful wife, she did the voiceover for this little promo here. And so here is the webinar promo for the end of this month. Registration link is in the comments. Feel free.
RPA is currently the fastest growing technology in the software industry, and it's estimated in the next 2 years to grow over 50%. That means by 2023, every business will know what RPA is, and about half of them will have some kind of RPA implementation within their own organization. What does this mean for you? It means you need to know what it is, how it works, and the best part, you don't have to be a tech genius. Simply Automate will be hosting a webinar that will help shed some light on how it works and how you can take advantage of it without investing your time and money. This webinar will educate you on what RPA is and how you can take advantage of it for your business in less than 30 days. And we will do it all in 30 minutes. We have created a blueprint that will get you on the fast track to benefiting from this amazing technology overnight. There has never been anything like this. If you want to be ahead of the game and learn how to automate what you are already doing, then join us this month for an RPA 101 webinar. These 30 minutes will give you insight on how the Fortune 500 have been growing so fast year after year. There is a next level of automation, and it's called RPA. Join us this month for the 30-day blueprint to automation success.
That's right. So Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, 12 o'clock West Coast time. I think it's 2 o'clock in the morning in Sri Lanka. So I'm sorry, Sri Lanka. It's a little late there. But sign up, register, get educated, so you can know what's going on. And connect with Russ. Again, his link is in. I'm gonna ask Russ to drop his book in here too. and whatever else he has, just drop it in here like it's hot, because I want people to connect with it and have access to everything that he's doing. And I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We got a great week ahead. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got 3 days left in this week. I want you to make it everything you can. Everything you can. And it's going to start by you believing in what you're doing. As Russ was saying earlier, to believe in what you're doing, got to be on purpose. And sometimes it takes some introspection. It takes a little introspection, little time, and kind of review, reflect on what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing, get clarity about that. And once you get that clarity, then you want to simplify your message on what it is you're doing. Get as simple as possible, as concise as possible. If you do that, you're doing something good. And repeat. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Hey, Russ, anything else I should say? I got Russ down in the green room. I see he's there. Well, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for watching. Share this, because sharing is caring. Ask the Care Bears. They did it well, and they changed the world. I believe that we are the new version of Care Bears, folks. Humans, humanity. We're better together for sure. 100%, trillion%. We are life's organisms. Organisms only work well and survive when they work together. Parasites actually suck life away. Organisms that support actually create. So let's support so that we can create the life that we want. Give it a shot. Until next time.
Welcome to the Business Empowerment Podcast, the show that keeps you in the know with what you need to know in business and technology and for yourself so you can grow. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Rob House, and my co-host, Wilton Rogers, got insight for miles. Miles and miles. We'll give you what you need to know. Get ready for the Business Empowerment Podcast.